La, la. All right, we're back to robots. Um, Now, I think the answer to the question of whether or not men can have some sort of emotional connection to robots is answered in the affirmatively, right? From the phenomena of the book, right? Men's relationship with the book. Um, but then we could ask, in what ways would these relationships be? And if books are any guide, then maybe we could find out. And so you go back to men who, deify the textbook, right? And they basically just, memorize and input output. And you could conceive that men could um, basically follow the orders of robots, right? In the same way that men follow the orders of the textbook, right? But like, what are some of the other ways men have relationships with books? I mean, sometimes books make men do terrible things. Um, there are books out there that praise hatred and betrayal. Um, la la la. So, yeah, I mean, you could conceive of some really bad relationships happening, right? Bad emotional connections to the robots. Um, and of course, this doesn't even touch on the subject of human robot hybrids. Like that's a different subject right there. Um, no, no, no. But yeah, I mean, you could definitely conceive this, definitely. Um, I mean, we could look at like someone like R2D2, right? That's an emotional connection that a lot of people have towards a robot. That's a positive connection, right? Um, Not all robots have to be doom and gloom, right? Although some are, but it's all about the programming, you know. Same as for a human, I guess. Um, but yeah, no, I don't know. My thoughts on robots and electronics are completely different than yours, because many of you fall for the manufacturing of consent and the manipulations of the word masters out there. They're not word masters to me because it's like, I mean, you have all this talk of AI out there nowadays, and it's like, this is not AI. These are just programs. They're just computer programs. Just like all the other computer programs you've ever seen. An image generator is not going to gain self consciousness and take over the world. That is just silly. But that's why calling it AI is a misnomer. Um, but they call it an AI because it's a part of their, because they're getting into your mind, right, and manipulating it so that you'll ultimately pay for their stuff. And there's this is off subject maybe, but there's maybe a certain respect for people who came up with a lot of this stuff. But the people who didn't come up with it and go around preaching it, you were pissers against the wall, according to Moses. And you're guilty. Like, I see the person who came up with it is less guilty than you, probably. Because there's this sort of respect going down. But you're a talentless fool. And you're guilty. La 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 la. Guilty with your goofy little giggles. Anyways. No, it's, I kind of feel strongly about it because, I think one of the things that they're doing is they're trying to demonize open source software. I think open source software is the ultimate thing that they're actually even going to legislate against. But they'll get you to hate it too. Open source software is, I think, their ultimate goal, because the open source software really kills their profits. And so, I think the ultimate goal of all this propaganda about AI, which it's not AI, none of it is. They're all just computer programs. I hate to break it to you. I mean, there's that one line in the Will Smith movie, I, Robot. It's like, can a robot paint a painting? And it's like, yeah, a robot can. And it's like all of the image generators out there use other people's work in order to generate those images, but that doesn't need to be the case. A robot can generate an image from pure mathematics alone. Because if you know anything about drawing, it's all mathematical. Like, I stopped drawing because, like, I could never, like, one of the reasons I stopped drawing was because I could never fucking get perspective. Like, I tried to draw a hallway and it just did not look like a fucking hallway. And, I tried to do the lines and do the math and, but I don't know what I was doing. And it just, that wasn't my jam, I guess. But drawing is extremely mathematical. So you could create an image generator that does not take in any of your guys' work. That's what I believe. Because drawing is mathematical. It can just take in real pictures. Or whatever you feed it. Right? And it doesn't have to be fed other people's work. And other people can volunteer their work. Like, ouch. Like, they might be the Uncle Toms to you, but ouch. Other people, it might feed it. And so image generators can be created that do not violate copyright laws, right? But the only image generators they're talking about nowadays are the ones that violate copyright laws, right? So, boom. Open source image generators are going to be outlawed. While, anyways, I'll shut up. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't pay too much attention. I mean, all of it's interesting, but right now, I'd rather read The Divine Pymander, I guess, than modern advertising. Um, La, 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 la. But yeah, no, I mean, because drawing is extremely mathematical, I think, therefore, oh my god, you could create one that doesn't violate copyright laws. Um, a, a, a robot can create a beautiful piece of music. Like, damn, I hate to break it to you. Like, the first time I came across all this, like, quote unquote AI stuff, it was this AI program. This is a program. It's a fucking program, and it's a program where you put in the prompt, and it's like create a country song about da 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 da. And these were funny country songs. They were like the lyrics were just hilarious, and this AI was just making me laugh. Um, and I mean, it's a lot like the taxi drivers who are against Uber, right? Um, Artists that condemn transformation and change. La la la. And I know these are controversial views that I'm saying right now, because the mind manipulators really have you. Damn. So respect. Like, I would like to read some of this modern stuff sometimes, but I gotta work. I gotta cook hamburgers and hot dogs.